Thank you, Madam Chair, Dr. Gramercy. Yes, I'm going to be handing it over to Coach Jeff Hewitt, our athletic director at Pinecrest High School, here in just a second. And currently, as you all are aware and our public is aware, our athletic and our performing arts activities, summer activities, have been paused until further notice. And just like rest, our goal, our eventual goal is to get as many of our students back into school as soon as we can, as safely as we can. We have that same goal with our students participating in extracurricular activities, in our performing arts, our marching band, our athletics. And we wanted to make sure we had someone come and talk to us about that today. And so we've asked Coach Hewitt to do that on behalf of all of the athletic directors in Moore County Schools. And these systems and processes and protocols and the background on how this went is very similar to the same type of systems and process protocols we have for performing arts and for other extracurricular activities. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Coach Hewitt, who can talk to us a little bit about the background and about those systems and processes that once we are able to restart summer workouts, athletic activity, extracurriculars, what that's going to look like. Coach?
Thank you, Dr. Lightlair, Madam Chair, members of the school board, and Dr. Gramercy. I stand before you excited to talk about athletics. Representing all our middle schools and high schools, and as you know, in Moore County, athletics is a huge part of our county. And a lot of people want to know about what we're doing. I'm here today to just kind of give a backstory of where we are, where we've come from. It's been a long time since March 13th, and just kind of want to give some people some information about where we are and where we're going and what it will look like. So on June 15th, Commissioner Q. Tucker and the North Carolina High School Athletic Association ended the coronavirus dead period. This was an opportunity for LEAs to lift the dead period in their county and for schools to go back in it was a very limited workout session. I did a little research. 9 of the 10 largest school systems right now are still closed. That makes up 44% of our members of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Last week, on July 15th, 1 month after lifting the dead period, we got information that August 1 would now be delayed till September 1 for our fall athletics. And we did get information that the first 5 days of the school year would be a dead period for athletics. Now, this will give us the opportunity to focus as we should on academics and for our student athletes to get in the classroom and kind of get fitted in to exactly how we're going to work on things. Once we found out how this was going to work, we went quickly, all high schools, into an athletics reentry team. We had learned that the academic side that we had a reentry team, but we thought it was important to have a reentry team that was made up of athletic directors, certified athletic trainers, or admin and department chairs. And as you can see, we didn't have any coaches on that. And we did that for a reason. We didn't want to think like a coach. We wanted to think just complete safety of what's going on. So we didn't want the X's and O's to kind of, muddle the system on what we were doing. So, we wanted to make sure that the safety of our kids was paramount here and how we were going to do this. I think one of the biggest things that we did as the athletics reentry team, from information from Commissioner Q. Tucker, we asked all our coaches to provide a practice plan, just like a teacher. The practice plan is huge for us coaches. It is organization. It shows your plan. It shows the process of the day, what it would look like. And the reason why we did that, we wanted to see if the coaches really understood the guidelines and how they were going to follow them set forth by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. We were able to read through, our athletic reentry team was able to read through and just see, did our coaches understand it? We did have coaches that nailed it. They were right on it. We did have some coaches that maybe misunderstood something, and it gave us an opportunity to walk them through. So we were really excited about our athletic reentry team. This brought us to now our guidelines set forth by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. If we could go to the next slide, you'll see that there's quite a bit here that we had to deal with. And we thought it was very important that our coaches understood and we met with our coaches. And in doing that, we put together a plan for each one of these bullet points. And I think it was important that we not only work with our coaches. As you can see, facilities cleaning is imperative for us. Maybe what does a bathroom cleaning look like? So in doing that, we met with our custodial crew, and I will say over the course of the summer, our custodial crew has done an unbelievable job. Our schools are as clean as they've ever been. They do an unbelievable job anyways. But so what we did was we put together a checklist for our custodial staff, for our coaches, and are these being met every day? And it's going to keep them accountable. So when the child, as you can see, entrance and exit strategies, when they come on campus, we know for a fact our facilities will be clean. The entrance and exit strategies were a little bit different at Pinecrest as it may be at Northmore, and Pinecrest and Union Pines are a little bit similar. We would have groups of 25 on the outside come in. This is our limitations and gatherings, and we can have pods of 25. So for example, if Coach A has a group, Coach A can have 24 players in his group. Now, if Coach A has an assistant coach, he can have 23 in his group. So that's important to know, and we made sure so that the coaches could plan their groups as they came in. Pre-workout monitoring, we worked tirelessly to figure out the best way to get our kids on campus safely and get them working out as quick as possible. The North Carolina High School Athletic Association has given us a 90-minute window with the players. So in that 90 minutes, it's imperative that we get them in, we get them screened, we take their temperature readings, and we get them to the practice field. I worked a little bit with our administration, and I have to say our principal here at Pinecrest, Stephanie Phillips, did a great job. We've put together a shared document where the kids, and I think this is important because this is going to be the first thing that the kids start to do as we move to the classroom. So for example, if we go back a little bit earlier, or when it's set the date that we go back, what it would look like for a kid would be is he would or she would wake up in the morning, they would open their Chromebook, the coach has already shared the shared document. This shared document is the monitoring forms that they're going to have to fill out daily. So the kid will open the shared document, they answer the questions daily, and they'll send that in to the coach. This will help us with stand around time and social distancing. As we know that it's very important that when these kids get on campus that we have to social distance. That'll be huge for us. So standing in line with 25 kids or 24 or however it may be, sometimes, as you know, it may be hard to keep them from social distancing when they haven't seen each other since March 13th. So we made it imperative that our coaches understand that we have to be organized, we have to have a plan, and we have to keep our kids accountable. So the kid would wake up that day, he would open up his Chromebook, like we said, answer the questions, and he would wear the proper workout attire as he or she comes in. And the last thing that he would have before he leaves is we're asking our kids to bring a gallon water jug. That's important. The hydration, the heat that we're experiencing right now, once we get started back, it'll still be hot. And our guidelines tell us that we cannot hand out water bottles. So it's important that the kids know that you have to bring your own water bottle, and we need to make sure that we stay hydrated. We're still, as the schools, practicing face coverings. I think it's interesting. We have Major League Baseball that's starting up now. We're watching a little bit about how these Major League athletes are doing the same thing. They're wearing their face coverings. So I think that's important that they're modeling what to do as these kids are coming back. We can see the same thing. Hygiene practices. We're learning from other counties, just like teachers and coaches. We're the best thieves in the business. You know, if it's working for Dr. Bob, then I want it to be working for my classroom. Or if it's working for, over at Union Pines, then, we want it to be working here at Pinecrest. So what we found out is is that just the average hand sanitizer, yes, it works, but it slows the process down. So we're working with a company right now that has liquid hand sanitizer. So you can actually put it in a backpack sprayer or a sprayer, and the kids can actually just hold their hands out. The coach can go down real quick and they can hand sanitize. And we can do this in a way that it makes it faster. It makes it a way that we can get those kids into that 90-minute workout as quick as possible. And lastly, our locker rooms and athletic training facilities in phase one, which you see that we're in, these will continue to be closed. The North Carolina Athletic Association is allowing us to bring the weight equipment outside, allowing us to bring mats outside, but overwhelmingly our group does not want to do that. They feel like they can get them and do body workouts as they've been doing. You know, one of the biggest things that we're really excited to do is get them back and get that cardio up and get them to where they need to be so they can participate, whether it's volleyball, soccer, cross country, or football. So this will be big for us. And then when we talk about spectators, and this be important for our parents, we need to know that once we have set that time, for example, if your coach has allowed you 10 from, let's say, 10 a.m. to 11:30, it's important to know that we need to have our student athlete there at 10 o'clock. And it's important to know that you need to be back on campus at 11:30 because one of our guidelines is there cannot be any spectators standing around on our campus. We've done a very good job at Union Pines and Northmore spreading our workouts in pods all over our campus. Northmore has done a great job of putting a mandatory spot where their kids are going to come up at the football entrance, and that's going to be their check-in every day. Each one of our schools has done an unbelievable job of systems and processes put in place so that when we're ready to get back. We're organized, just like all our coaches. A good coach is always going to have a practice plan. A good coach is always going to make sure that the kids understand the plan. And that's where we are right now with our activity, our reentry plan. I can't thank our group with our reentry teams, our athletic reentry teams at Northmore and Union Pines at Pinecrest. They've been unbelievable. Some of these teachers really didn't have any skin in the game, and they just dove right into athletics, and we can't thank them enough.